People are acting like it's the end of the world now that Trump has pulled out of the Paris Climate Accord. People all over Twitter are saying that we are no longer the leaders of the free world, just a bunch of stuff. And to put it simply, as Ben Shapiro very coyly presented it, it was more or less a bet made between friends with no actual enforcement. It's sort of like telling your friends, I'm going to lose a few pounds, and they say, cool, I'm going to lose a few pounds. And that was the end of that, except the main difference is we were actually paying people. I don't want to get into the specifics just yet, but let's go ahead and check out what Trump says, and then there's a comment that I found on Reddit that very perfectly sums up the Paris Climate Accord and the negative effect it could possibly have if we were to opt in.
To stay in the agreement are the countries that have collectively cost America trillions of dollars. I promised I would exit or renegotiate any deal which fails to serve America's interests. I have one obligation, and that obligation is to the American people. The Paris Accord would undermine our economy, hamstring our workers, and put us at a permanent disadvantage to the other countries of the world. It is time to exit the Paris Accord and time to pursue a new deal that protects the environment, our companies, our citizens, and our country.
Like it or not, though, this was a bad deal for America, and that's why he pulled out, and I respect him for that reason. He saw that this was a shitty deal. He didn't care about the backlash, what people thought of him. He said, no, I said that if I found a bad deal for Americans, I was going to exit out. And perhaps there was an ulterior motive. I don't like to just assume on those things. But here's a Reddit post that I found that perfectly sums up at least my personal reaction to pulling out from the Accord. I 100% am of the opinion that climate change is a big issue. However, has anyone actually read the Paris Agreement? The agreement says that the US has to reduce carbon emissions by 26%, but that China and India have no such requirements. The agreement states that the US must donate billions of dollars. Obama committed $3 billion to help smaller countries lower carbon emissions, but China and India have no such requirements. Why is it that the US has to be the sole responsibility in fixing the climate change issue? I agree with the decision to remove the US from this deal because I do not believe it is a fair deal, not because I do not believe climate change is a big issue. I would like to have a civilized discussion about this if anyone wants to reply, blah 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 blah. So yeah, this isn't the end of the world, this is just a good move on Trump's end by pulling out of a shitty deal. So that's what I got for today. But I do have this clip of General Mattis that surfaced the other day, and it's just amazing. So I'll end with that.
What keeps you awake at night?
Nothing. I keep other people awake at night.
Secretary of Defense James Mattis.